Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name, as always, is Bloodstained Wings, and today we're doing something very special. For anyone who doesn't know, this month is my birthday month! And so we're going to be painting something that is very inspiring to me. This is what I'm calling the Ballad of Her Mountain. If you guys have ever watched Fantasia, you will know there is a very famous scene in the movie Fantasia by Disney where there is a big winged demon guy on the top of a mountain, and there's like that big soundtrack, and it's epic as all heck. Well, I love that, and I saw a very beautiful Art Nouveau statue that was done in a brass that had a lady that looked very similar, like aesthetically, to that guy with the giant bat wings and just being like waking up in the morning kind of thing. And I just really liked that combination of doing a female version of that guy, and also having it Art Nouveau, and also having that the mountain aesthetic. I really liked the combination of all of those things, and since it's my birthday, I get to decide what I want to paint. And so we're going to paint this. I did do some prep work in the background where you can see I did draw out our lady friend here all in gesso ahead of time. The background though was started on a plain white background with a combination of burnt umber and Prussian blue that helps give it the same tone as the yellow ochre that was used to paint the lady. Other than that, you just need titanium white and the goop and you're ready to go. So if you're ready, let's get to painting. One day I'm gonna not be awkward with these openings, and it's gonna be great. The transition from the intro to the opening is gonna be so smooth, you're not even gonna know what happened. One day. But it was not this day. This day, we are awkward. What I'm doing off to the side here is mixing the color that I will be using for the background. It is a mixture of Prussian blue with Van Dyke brown, and it is essentially black. It's not exactly black, but it is essentially black. But the reason that it is not black is because we're looking for our sky to be extremely dark and our mountains to be extremely dark, but not black. We want them to be exciting and like a weird kind of almost green color, which is what we're going for. So you can see here it is very dark, but not black. So I am just going to get this paint on the canvas, and then we can start our painting. Now underneath this little white piece here that is clearly a different color than everything the heck else, that is our lovely lady on the mountain. As mentioned in the intro, because I'm sure I'm going to mention it and then I'm going to mention it again, but you know, I haven't recorded that bit yet. Truth, haven't recorded it yet. So, the point of it is actually kind of like an emeraldy color. This is quite beautiful, actually. I very much like this color. Mental note: Prussian blue, Van Dyke brown, beautiful color. Love this color. This is a good color, you guys. I didn't actually mean for it to be this color. I meant for it to be much more blue. But, you know, happy surprises happen. And, yeah, love this. Anyways, I, as a child, very much enjoyed Fantasia, the movie Fantasia by Disney. I loved all the classical pieces. I loved all the animals dancing, and there were some that impacted me more than others. In particular, the Centaurs one with the Pegasi. I believe that's a Beethoven piece. Not 100%, but I think it's a pastoral piece by Beethoven. Anyways, that one I really, really liked. I thought it was quite beautiful. I think one of the songs is I think that's how it goes. Anyways, really liked that. But I also really enjoyed the Bald Mountain one. Ballad Mountain, Bald Mountain. The dude who was all like on the mountain and was like making a storm and making the fiery ladies dance and turn into imps. That guy. Loved him. I just loved that. I thought it was cool and exciting and interesting and weird and funky, and I just, as a child, I really, really liked it, and I thought it was just the coolest thing ever. And so that song has stuck with me for a very long time. And then one of my online friends, Razordawn, found this beautiful lamp. It's an Art Nouveau lamp that has a lady in bronze just freaking out with these giant wings, and I was like, what? It reminds me so much of the Fantasia with the song, and it just had this idea in my head of I need to make this happen, where this statue is the guy on the mountain but is also a woman with the giant wings and the storm, and so that's what's happening. I hope that made sense to you guys. So we now have our background painted. So everything is nice and dark. We are now going to paint some floofy clouds. Floofy clouds. And we're just gonna kinda, we're gonna fluff it about. Just really fluff it about. Beautiful. And now we're going to take a blending brush and we're just going to blend the bottoms out of that. And that will help to soften everything up. We're gonna have some like lightning, hopefully. We're just gonna get really crazy with this. I want this part to be like really soft. It kind of came out a little bit aggressive and I didn't like it so much, but now I like it a lot. There we go. Fluff up the tops. Yeah, oh, there we go. Now we're talking wild and crazy skies, which is what we wanted. Let's do another layer of clouds. Another layer and then lightning? Yes. I had to think about it, but yes. Oh, I need more white. There we go. There we go. And now once again, we're just gonna blend out the bottom. And all these little guys that like wisp out of nowhere and do crazy things, that's okay. You leave them. You let those guys happen. If you're painting along and you're enjoying it, who gives a fluff? You just enjoy it. This is your painting and you're gonna paint it however you want. There we go. You want to make sure though that you keep the dark spaces between the layers of clouds. It helps to make those clouds feel more like they exist in like layers, which is good. All right, we are going to grab some goop and we are going to grab some white on a liner brush, trying to get like an inky consistency to our paint here. And I'm just gonna kind of put in a lightning bolt like this, have it to zigzag, and just kind of lightning bolt off to the side here. Actually, we're gonna have it come all the way down. We're gonna lightning bolt. We're just gonna Do another one off on this side so that everything kind of like makes sense. Now we're just like, essentially it's the same as painting a branch. We're just really wigging out with this guy. We want them to be explosive and very bright, but we want them to also glow a little. So I'm just going to kind of blend it on the outside. Sorry about that. I got a phone call and then I hit stop recording because I wasn't sure how long the phone call was going to take. But I didn't paint anything, so you didn't miss anything. All right, I'm just kind of smoothing out the edges of my lightning, especially towards the bottom, so that it, actually I don't like that at all. We're just gonna remove that one entirely. Don't like it. There we go. So that it's like really bright up here and then kind of duller as it gets down here. Anyways, lightning, complete, beautiful. Okay, let's have some more clouds. I want to have a cloud right here. Doing something crazy. Beautiful. We're just doing the crazies. And that's the idea behind this whole thing. We're just having fun, playing with a sky. I love painting skies and mountains, which is kind of what this whole painting is going to be, so. Also, this painting is coming out in April, right after Easter. Happy Easter, everyone. But also near my birthday. Happy birthday, me! If you see me, please wish me a happy birthday, as my birthday is in April. Side note, also my sister's birthday, also my grandmother's birthday, also my dad's birthday. I have a lot of family born in April, and in the spring in general. All right, just gonna extra blend the bottom of this guy because he feels a little bright. There we go. Yeah, oh, I really like this corner now. That just looks really good. So, okay, now we have our lightning. I'm just gonna really blend that out a little bit more. Through here. I like it. I just want it to be a little more blended. There we go. Looking dark, looking fierce, looking scary. Okay, before we reveal the sticker, which we will do soon, I'm going to paint the mountain. That's right, painting a mountain. I love painting mountains and skies. I just said that like 30 seconds ago, but it's still true. So what we're gonna do, get a little roll of paint on the end of our palette knife here, and we're just gonna lay in where I think this mountain's gonna go, which is the entirety of this, which I will highlight later. Also, yes, this is the exact same color as the background, but that's okay. All right, now we need the shape of the mountain. We're just gonna get it to kind of flatten off as it goes this way. Is it gonna be the entirety of the bottom of this canvas? You bet your butt it is. Because our girl here is not on a little mountain. Nuh-uh. She's on a big mountain. Heck yeah. Coming in like that. And then that'll do. All right. So we don't need to really fill in the bottom because, as you can tell, it is already filled in with the black. So I'm just going to, well, with the quote-unquote black. It's not black. There we go. Just gonna make sure it's extra dark in here. And then we can have a crazy mountain. All right. I actually need more of the blue and more of the brown because I used it all up just then. And that's okay. All right. But I need to mix those with whites in order to get our highlights and our shadows. All right. So I've got more of that color going on. All right. Grab some of the white. Move my paintbrushes off to the side. All right. We're gonna do the shadow first, and I think I'm gonna put the shadow on this side arbitrarily. And I'll come back and do the highlight on the other side, but just very delicately dancing our palette knife on the edge of this. Now, I am gonna put a highlight in, and then I'll probably put in another shadow, but I had a good highlight color on my palette knife, so I was just like, let's start there. All right. Really should have done this a different way, but that's okay. I'm gonna do it like this. Come in here, highlight like such, like so. There we go. There we go. Now we've got some mountains going on, but I want more of that darker color. And I want to kind of snooch in here and just kind of zigzag this mountain around a bit, because mountains are not like straight triangles. Despite what you might think, mountains are not straight triangles. So it's very important to like keep that in mind when painting your mountains. So this mountain comes in like this. And does that. You see, so it's got like this little zigzaggy edge. Heck yeah. All right, let's get more of the shadow color. Come in here. Give more shadows. Mountains are all about these angles, and you want to make sure that you're keeping these angles consistent and gradual in its changes, so that you get the right kind of effect. You also want to make sure your paint is not like perfectly mixed. You want to have it like real variable. So you can see all these like different colors going on, and especially like this part here and up here, where you can see there's like a lot of white or a lot of blue, and you want to keep those variabilities in as much as possible, because they make it look really interesting. Again, we're just gonna have another little jut where it juts out. I think that looks cool, having the little like zigzaggy steps where it kind of like comes back and is like, no, I don't want to be a mountain. I want to be a zigzags. Or I don't want to be over. You can't stop me. I'm the gingerbread mountain. It's not. But you know, sometimes your brain goes places and you can't stop it. Grab some more white, grab some more of the dark, gently mix that color up, pull, there we go. All right, we now have our mountain very aggressively painted. This part is so dark because it's in the shadow. This part is much brighter, but we still want it to be like misty at the bottom. So I'm just going to mistify the bottom very gently. Same with this side, just very, very gently. I'm just gonna actually remove some of the paint because there was a lot of paint and I don't necessarily want that much paint. I want it to be pretty dark. Like I'm just softening up the edges a little bit, following the angles of the mountain. So you can see here these go this way, so that's the way that I'm going here. All the way to the outer corner. Even though you can't really see that I did anything, I did. And I'm just gonna come back in here, soften some of these up a little, really, really softly. And then just whisk upwards to kind of make sure that the fog is all going in the right direction. Very, very gently here. This is like 3 whispers of the hairs here. Very soft. There you have it. Crazy Mountain. Check. Now we're ready to reveal. A crazy lady. Yeah. Now this is not an exact replica of the Art Nouveau statue. I changed the hair significantly. Yes, she is naked. If that offends you, please leave. Okay, good. I'm gonna grab some of this darker color and come in here and just fix up where it got missed a little bit. And then I'm also going to take my tiny palette knife, which is actually a silicone knife, and I'm just gonna come in and polish up the edges of this mountain. So it doesn't look like it just ends because she's there. It continues onto the other side. I may have to redo that with a big knife. Let's grab the big knife. There we go. Some of us may or may not have this song in our head right now. Do, 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 do. Please feel free to sing along at home. There we go. That looks much better. I'm also going to take a little bit more of the darkness and fill in this side. There we go. Nice and dark. Take some of the dark color on my baby palette knife here. There we go. Actually, I'm going to change the shape right here. I'm just going to pull the shadow color a little bit into this part here. There we go. That looks better. All right, mountain. Very peaked mountain, doing amazing, looking great. I am going to clean a brush. Okay, I am back from cleaning my brushes. I have some brushes that I'm going to be using to fill in the colors for her, but I wanted her to be yellow ochre. Now, yellow ochre is not a transparent color, so you have to mix it with a lot of the medium that you use to get a transparent color. So please feel free to do so. But I have to be exceedingly delicate here because I don't want to touch the blue. Otherwise, my statue's gonna turn green. And I don't want it green, I want it yellow. I was about to say blue, and that's not correct. I want it yellow. So we are using yellow ochre, but we are very much thinning it down. So I'm only using a very little bit. There we go. I'm being exceptionally careful around all of these edges. Oh, I just touched it. I say as I just touched it. Okay. That's okay. There we go. Okay. I'm going to come in closer with a finer brush, but we're doing pretty okay so far. You can still see through everything, and it's giving it this real like bronzy kind of feel, which is what we want. I just touched the blue, and I know I did. Okay. We're good. Very carefully painting this. I really like both Art Nouveau and this movie in particular. I genuinely enjoyed Fantasia and this part of the movie. It exposed me to a lot of classical music that I think I wouldn't have experienced otherwise. I mean, maybe I would have. My grandmother played the piano, and there are definitely classical pieces that I know because of my grandmother. But she did not play this song. And I think it really gave me a deep appreciation of classical music, deeper than I would have had otherwise, which is still would have been a pretty deep appreciation, but I do really enjoy classical music. One of the things I loved watching with my grandmother was Swan Lake. I really liked watching that movie or the play. Yeah, it's a play, right? The ballet? Sure. I liked watching it with my grandmother. Okay, I'm gonna use some of this darker color to shade it anyways, so it's okay that there's a little bit there. I didn't want to get into it just yet, but you know, things happen. But yeah, I loved watching Swan Lake with my grandmother, and I loved watching Fantasia. I don't know why I love Art Nouveau so much. Not gonna lie, that one's a mystery. That one kind of came out of nowhere. Actually, that's not true. I do know why. It's The Last Unicorn. Ha! Figured it out. Last Unicorn was an amazing movie, and love it. So that tracks. Last Unicorn is the reason I like Art Nouveau. It's gotta be. Can't think of any other reason in my childhood that I would have been like, ooh, I like this. So yes, you can blame Fantasia and the Last Unicorn for basically my entire aesthetic. There we go. Blend that out. Very, very delicately. Trying not to ruin anything. There we go. Oh yeah, so smooth. Now that being said, one of my lightning strikes here doesn't connect, and that's weird. So let's get that fully connected there. There we go. There we go. Much better. And it just kind of fades as it goes down, which I really enjoy. But then like picks up a little bit, so you can see it as lightning. I think I nailed this lightning pretty good. Lightning has not always been my strong suit, I'll tell you that. There we go. There we go. Yeah, lightning. Okay, good. Please ignore the Discord noises. That's fine. Okay, now we need to like highlight and shadows. So let's start with the highlights. So again, using the white, I'm just gonna come in and give little highlights to like the top of her hair and like the inside of her wing here where the lightning might have shone on it. Like that. Maybe on her arm a little bit over here. And this arm. Like so. I'm just gonna blend that out with a different brush, with a clean brush. There we go. Nice and soft. Picking up on some things, which is good. We want everything to be nice and soft and luxurious. We gotta highlight some very important parts over here. Very important. Also a highlight through here. I don't know why there is, but I'm following my reference image to the highlight there. So this will highlight all the way along this side. I'm going to do that too. There we go. Subtle highlights on things. There's also some highlights through the wings. And I'm just going to there we go. It's very subtle, but there are like some things going on. Highlight this part of the hair a little. That actually worked out exactly the way I wanted it to up there. I don't have to touch it at all. There. Just a little bit, and once again a little bit through these wings. subtle highlights on the wings, because now we're going to get into the shadows. And we have to once again be extremely subtle about it, so wish me luck. Okay, here we go. We're going to just very subtly add a little bit there. We're going to blend this out. We're going to blend this out. Gotta just some more there. Add some shadows in there. Good. And there's going to be shadows in the hair, face area. Back. Okay, now we need to very carefully blend that out. There we go. Again, trying not to make green somehow, but that's okay. It's okay if green happens. Oh, that really made the face stand out a lot. I like that. I forgot the entire side of the wing all the way along here. That needs to be darkened. There we go. Very delicately. I'm sorry, I'm speaking so softly. Usually I speak much more loudly, but I am very softly painting, and therefore I am very softly speaking, because that is how the brain works. So yes, just adding a little bit of some shadows, darkening them as I go to... I'm always so scared to use like a lot. I get so aggressive to start out with black that you're like, let's not start with black. Let's start with colors that are not black. And let's like slowly build. There we go. Yeah, she looks much more ladylike in that she, you know, has a three-dimensional shape, which is good. Give her hair a little more. Oh, that was too much on the hair. Oh gosh. We can fix it. Just... Okay, let's grab a little bit of yellow maybe, or a little bit of white. Or a little bit of both. Come back in. And just kind of share it amongst friends. The blue is very powerful, so you have to be very, very careful with it, because it does not like being erased. There we go. A little more subtle in there. All right. I freaking love this. She's so gold against this background, and I really like the contrast of like the blue with the gold. I was hoping for there to be a little bit more gold in the background, which there is not, but that doesn't mean there can't be. What I think I'm gonna do is add a golden cloud or two, which I can do like real subtle like. Just kind of paint them in. And the same way you would any other cloud, and then just blend it out the same way you would any other cloud. And there you have like a subtly... There was too much paint thinner in it. That's okay. We can grab more yellow ochre. And then we can do it again. There we go. You just gotta have like some wiggly shapes. Once again, blend out the bottom. And then hopefully leave some of it this time when you floof up the top. There we go. There we go. And now I'm going to try to do it again, but on the other side. Having just like a little cloud there, a little one right there. You know, existing. There we go. Just to bring in some of that yellow ochre into the background, because there really isn't any, so she kind of stands out a lot. Which, I mean, she should. She's glorious. Oh, I like that cloud a lot. That one up there, that turned out exactly the way I wanted it to. You know what? Since we're doing a little bit of yellow clouds anyways, why don't I go ahead and add some more? What about one up here? Just wiggle it through. Right? There we go. Just a few yellow clouds to kind of bring everything more together so it feels like one unified piece. Yes, that looks much better. Love that. Just a few little clouds, tie everything in. You know what? Actually, I think I'm going to put one down here. Just a floaty cloud. I also think it helps to push the clouds ahead, knowing that like all the yellow clouds are in front of the mountain, whereas all the white clouds are like behind the mountain, you know? And you know that because of this one cloud down here that tells you that. That's what this cloud does. He tells you things. He whispers sweet nothings to you. Well, I really enjoyed that. Once again, love Fantasia. And if you've yet to see Fantasia, please feel free to give that a good old watch. It's a great movie. It's an older animation from Disney, but that doesn't mean it's any less good. In fact, I would argue that it makes it awesome. There are other ones in that movie as well than the two that I mentioned, which were the pastoral scene and then the Bald Mountain scene. There are other ones in there. There's one with Mickey Mouse. There's one with alligators. There's the Nutcracker Suite is in that one as well, with like fairies and it's changing seasons. That one's pretty cool too. So there you go. That's the whole thing. Thank you once again for watching. I really appreciate you guys a lot. I hope that you enjoyed this painting as much as I did. This painting is a Patreon reward and will be available as prints on my Patreon for my Patreons who receive paintings. So thank you again, all the Patreon names that are going by. Super appreciate you as always. And remember that you are loved, you deserve to be loved, and I will catch you next month. Bye!